So in this video, I'm going to show how we can prepare a base mesh for sculpting when it's not in a T-pose. This particular model has been set up in such a way that each element of the mesh has got a meaningful pivot point, and that the items that follow form a logical hierarchy, just like a normal skeleton, but it's not really a skeleton. It's just pivot points. And the other thing that's been done is that each one of the centralized meshes has a mirror modifier, and each one of the limbs uses Alt-D, so the mesh is identical in both places. And that means that if you turn on global positioning or global editing and you select something, it'll change on both items. So if this is that means that if this is changed, you should be able to sculpt the paired items regardless of the fact that you're not in T-pose. You're not using a mirror modifier or using symmetry. This video I'm going to demonstrate using face sets and using a base mesh to initialize face sets. So in this model, I'm going to go ahead and just position this thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and select all these items. I'll go Apply, Alt-P, Clear Parent and Keep Transformation. And then I'm going to go Control-J. And I'm going to back that up because we didn't apply all the modifiers. So we're going to apply all, and then we're going to do Control-J. Now this is all fused together, and if we go over to Sculpting and we go to Face Sets, Initialize Face Sets by Loose Parts. There they are. It's all put in here. And then just to turn this off, you go into here to this little drop down, and you can turn this off and not look at them. And then you can also look at them. And so what's the advantage here? If you go into each individual brush, for example, you do this brush here, and you do Advanced. Here you pick up the brush tool, brush settings, options, auto masking. If you do face sets per brush as a form of auto masking, then this tool will only work on the face set that you go on. So you click with Shift S if you're using a mouse. So if I click on this, I can do this. But if I click on it, if I click on this one or any one and I move on it, but then I move this up, this face set is not modified. Only the one that's modified is the one that you started on. That's if face sets are marked as auto masking. Now, I just lost my face set, so I'm going to put them back. So the key thing is face sets by loose parts. And so this is one of the advantages of using a segregated base mesh, because now you have this available for this. In a later video, we'll also cover how this has an effect on the pose brush. Now, we talked about how face sets can be used here. If you want to retopologize this, statistics, remesh, you want to be sure that you specify that a remesh specifies preserves face sets. So if we remesh this, you see that the remesh takes place and the face sets are still preserved. Okay, using the pose brush with face sets, we go ahead and pick up the pose brush down here. We go ahead and set in under brush settings, we set rotation origins face sets, and then we place our mouse on the item we want to be at the tip of the temporary IK bone, and then size the brush to see how far out it goes, then hold down the left mouse and rotate. And because we're using face sets, it's bound logically to the face sets. And these face sets were created using loose parts, so that we have that as ability to do that.